Friends, colleagues and listeners, here we are, a little blast from the past. And what I mean by that is it's been a while since myself and Stephen have been on. And as you can see, he's been looking after the environment, saving as much water as possible. And it's good to have you back, mate. I'm not sure where you are, but I'm also drinking and also celebrating. Look at this.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't have anything British. Well, actually, look, tell a lie. How about this?
Very nice.
Very topical for very different reasons, Chris. Of course.
Yes. Yes.
This is a Comair 73800, and of course Comair have been are no longer flying. They are currently suspended. Comair and Kalula, the two brands that operate there, but the British Airways franchise in South Africa is currently not flying for financial reasons, which is quite sad. But there we go. Nice to be back. I'm in Malaysia. I'm at home. I'm grounded this week. I had a touch of minor surgery last week, so I can't yet jump on an airplane. But nothing that a bit of Japanese Asahi won't help with. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. In fact, I'm heading out your way later on this evening. So just get myself ready for another trip. And I had a good couple of good trips last week. I was in Paris and Lisbon, so that was really nice. But anyhow, talking about the flag, what we're going to talk about today, mate, a little game of two halves, all about logistics. The first half, excellent, which is all to do with the Queen. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but if you haven't, you must watch it. Yesterday's concert was absolutely fantastic. The organisation, you'll see it. It is timed to perfection. So many things could have gone wrong. None did. Absolutely outstanding from start to finish. No record of trouble, no record of anything. Everybody seemed to be just happy. And why not? What a wonderful lady. Longevity, loyalty, lovely. Can't think of anything more to say about her. Absolutely brilliant.
I haven't seen it yet, Chris. It's actually planned to watch with my wife in about 16 minutes over dinner. But I have seen a few clips, of course. So flicking through the newspaper this morning, there has been widespread coverage in Malaysia, and I'm sure that's as good a proxy as any for sort of the worldwide coverage it's getting. I was talking to friends in Germany on Friday, and they had watched the Trooping the Colour on Thursday. It was back to back on German television.
Yeah.
We were out for supper with friends last night, sort of a very sort of United Nations-esque group. A group of school parents, actually. Shows you how my son's getting older now that you go out for dinner with school parents. You know, this is when things start to get serious. But you know, French, German, British, Pakistani, a couple of token Malaysians in the room as well, but mostly sort of European expats, and they were all talking about the Jubilee and how wonderful the Queen was. It was completely universal, which I think just goes to show how much she's meant not only to the people of our country, Chris, but to the people of the world. And I think with everything that's going on in the world, it's nice to fly a flag. People aren't as woke as the media would have you believe.
Exactly.
Flags are meaningful. Flags mean a lot to people, and therefore it was great to see the sort of the pageantry, the pomp, and I'm waiting later for the circumstance of the concert that we'll watch shortly. But yeah, great bit of work. I must say, anything that is to do with sort of British regal events and pageantry, really, I mean, they just it brings a tear to the eye, Chris. I mean, we saw one lad sort of come off his steed on Thursday in Horse Guards Parade, but that aside, I mean that's sort of par for the course when you got 250 horses sort of together.
Yeah.
Some youngsters amongst them being a bit frisky and a bit prickly, a bit fresh. But
we're talking about the horses there now, Steve.
That's right, not the young fella. That's right, indeed. The young filly, maybe. But yeah, I mean, not anything could be said to have gone wrong during anything that's gone on this weekend. And I think, to be fair,
he deserves it.
Of the military and Buckingham Palace, the Royal Household, I guess, the Department for Culture, Media and Sport, a bit of pat on the back for Whitehall. These things have come up with the problem. And don't forget the police and the servicemen and the men and the women of the Army, Air Force, and Navy. I did see the flyover. Didn't you see I mean, that was just, especially when the Eurofighter, the Typhoon, came over with the 70.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
We could fill an episode just talking about that flyover and how very poignant some of the sort of the symbolism of some of those aircraft is and was. It was great. So yes, we're looking forward to that tonight. But I shan't bore our listeners too much. I'm sure been waiting with bated breath for our return, Chris.
Yeah, but there you go. But it's nice to hear people saying, when are you coming back on, and why aren't you on, and whatever. That's nice. That's nice. It's always good. Yeah. And I bumped into some people last week, and they actually came up and said, what's the matter? And are you two not talking anymore? I said, no, don't worry, we're doing plenty of talking behind the scenes. We just haven't got time to do it on screen. That's all.
We're talking about other things, Chris. Which which our clients expect us to be talking about.
Yeah. But maybe we'll start to share some of that in the next couple of weeks, because we'll try and keep this a little bit more regular, like it was before. Indeed. But Steve, and I that there's a little bit of a surprise on the show tonight, do you? Or you're not aware of that?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, make sure you watch it from the beginning.
Okay.
Right, the very beginning.
Okay, very good.
Okay. All right, and she is a class act with a great sense of humour.
Sort of dropping by helicopter, is she?
No, not this time. But it makes old Daniel Craig, he would step back himself and applaud this one. Absolutely brilliant what she does.
Very good.
Anyhow, right now the flip side of the coin. Unfortunately, now look at the way things are being handled now, with all these flights being cancelled now, especially this week. So you've got hundreds of flights being cancelled. I was supposed to have been somewhere this weekend, and I decided to cancel it because of other commitments. And luckily I did, because the lads who were on the tour, most of them have had their flights cancelled. They've got to go to Leeds Bradford now at different times. They've got to go all over the place, which is terrible.
Well,
why? I mean, Steve, we spoke about this. I think it was the first time we spoke about this last year, end of last year, saying that when something as disruptive as this happens and people have to rely on furlough and whatever, there comes a point when you've got to make a calculated decision on what you do. Obviously, it's gonna go up, down, etc. But I definitely don't think in many cases enough was done, and it wasn't done quickly enough.
Well, there's two very different camps, Chris. There's those that will sit, in the camp that says, well, we told you so. We've been having this conversation for the last 18 months. We were always worried about resources. We're always worried about bringing people back. We told the industry that you had better be ready when the demand came back, and this revenge travel, as some are calling it.
Yeah, what a crazy term.
This revenge travel is, going to hit us exponentially, and you'd better be ready. And at the same time, a lot of the the airlines, the airports, and the ground said, "Don't worry, we've got this in hand. Leave it with us. We're sorted." That was largely the message that we were generally hearing across a lot of the community. So that was the former camp. Almost like, we're the experts. Government are not experts. Actually, government not experts at anything really. Is from the view of the industry. Leave this with us. Then there's the latter that say, hey, you buggers in government, you've not done enough to support us. Look at this escalation. This cost of living crisis. This escalating wages. The timeline to get people through vetting, through security, through referencing. You should have been doing more. We've done everything we possibly can. This is a crisis brought on by Brexit, or by the exit of workers, or by not enough support. We really, when we cried out for help, you refused to listen. So that's kind of a lot of the noise that I hear as well. But I guess if you sit in the middle somewhere, Chris, there's something to be said about the situation that we're in. Yes, I think a lot of this could have been predicted. Yes, I think many people did. We had conversation after conversation about it on this very podcast, and a lot of debate and discussion was had. Now, I think a lot of these problems have all sort of come together at the same time, which has really resulted in this absolute sort of crash bang wallop, perfect storm, if you like. When it comes to being able to get people through a system, a very narrow pipeline. Airlines, ground handlers, airports, across the globe got rid of a lot of their central resources, got rid of a lot of their competence, got rid of a lot of their capability. Yes, on the other hand, government weren't staffed up in the Department for Transports around the world probably to be able to handle this number of people coming through a pipeline. It was abnormal, and it'd be perverse to think that you would expect the public sector to be staffed up to handle this amount of activity. And so, all very well pointing the finger at government, and I'm very happy to do it, Chris. I'm very right, particularly when it comes down to Transport Secretary Shafts. But I think that is a rather unfair slur. I think there have been some alleviations given by government, particularly around sort of the escorting and referencing and airside pass issuance, increasing the ratio of people per permanent pass holder, etc. What has not been done, and I think is absolutely critical here, Chris, is no alleviations or derogations have been given when it comes to reducing standards. And I think that is absolutely right. So, the screening standards or random search ratios, etc., cabin baggage random search ratios, ETD ratios, not one of them has been reduced or diluted. And therefore, we can say with confidence, Chris, that security and the safety of our customers has not been diluted in regard to the policy. The application, of course, is different. But on whose watch would we have been happy to say that that we've reduced the screening standards or reduced the random search ratios, or we've taken away covert testing or the overt testing regimes that goes on across Right. So I would feel uncomfortable if I was in that situation as an operator. But that's what operators were. A lot of them were asking government for. On the other hand, when it comes to trying to push people through pipelines or get more resourcing in place, I think there has to have been a much more collective effort, Chris. There has to be much more concerted effort around this. There should have been a meeting of the minds much earlier than last week, when every airport in the country is sort of and I don't think we've seen the worst of it, by the way. Every airport in the country. The UK and Ireland in particular. I haven't seen so much of this in Europe, to be fair. But every airport, the UK and Ireland, sort of grinds to a halt. Now, there are pockets of good and pockets of bad. What we need to do very quickly is learn where it's working well and apply that in other environments. But look, I don't see that in Asia. I've flown all around here in the last few weeks, so I've been in the last, since our listeners have been away, or rather, we've been away. I've been in Dallas, I've been in Los Angeles, I've been in John Wayne, Orange County, I've been in Miami, I've been in Toronto, I've been in Vancouver, I've been in Kuala Lumpur, Manila, Dubai, and Portugal, Lisbon, London, and probably elsewhere, Chris. So it's not like we've not been busy, folks. Just to sort of reassure you. I haven't felt any of that, Chris, in any airport, anywhere I've travelled. Now, what's happened in the last few weeks is we've had some half-term activity. We've had people sort of getting near school holidays. We've had an increase in leisure travellers. The demographic and the flying mix has changed. People are out of practice. I know the customers don't want to hear that, but passengers are out of practice. It's a fact. It's not a slur. So when Alan Joyce said that a few weeks ago, he's absolutely correct. Whether you like it or not, it's not that we're blaming the passengers.
Yeah.
People have not been travelling, and therefore they have lost the ability to manage themselves at search. I continually pick up tray after empty tray after empty tray after selfish pricks that walk away from central search and leave them on the belt on the.
No, I got to say, I've done the same, and it's bloody annoying.
Things combined, cause this sort of price that we're now in. So look, there's no quick fix. We're not going to solve this for July or August or September. We should be solving it, however, for winter 22, and certainly we need to go into summer 23 with a clean sheet and a new approach to solving this.
No, that's 100%. But for the people that are going to be travelling in the next 6 weeks, summer holidays and stuff, I think everything that you've said and it makes sense. But I do feel that they've got to now step back a little bit, look at all the statistics, all the data they've got, and they've got to make calculated decisions way ahead of time to cancel flights, not as late as they've been doing it. And if they've got problems, across the whole supply chain, as far as baggage handlers, check-in, whatever it is, wherever the shortfall is, if that influences it, either bring people in from other parts of the organisation or cancel early.
Well, they have
cancel a few hours just before flight, Steve, is unacceptable.
So two things there. One is airlines pay a massive penalty for cancelling in the 14-day window because the 261 compensation.
Yep.
So it's not in their interest to cancel in that window. So there's no desire to cancel within 14 days. The problem is, I suspect that some people will have been hiding behind expectations that resources will come. It's going to get better. Yeah, we've got
yes, exactly.
We've got these extra crew coming on time. Yeah, we've got this couple of those command upgrades in that base, so we're going to be fine. Or we've got the new batch on hand. Then when they don't pass the referencing, or they don't pass out on training, or people pitch up, people are not pitching up to work, Chris. They're just not attending. I tried something the other day, bizarrely. I was able to go onto the NHS website and receive this. It's called an NHS isolation note.
Yes.
I issued it myself, right?
Yeah.
It gave me 7 days away from work. Now, I'm not saying that people are beating the system. I just did it. I never had COVID. I still never had COVID. I find that bizarre that I've never had COVID. I think I probably should have done. I should have been one of the first. But look, this allows me to remain isolated from the 23rd of May to the 2nd of June, which is the date that I issued it.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, Steve, and without
it too easy, Chris, for people not to go to work.
It is, and it's not casting a slur on the majority, but the people who are doing it are having such a big impact on everything else, and I don't think they care about it, which is a terrible shame.
That's correct. So I guess we've got to find some way forward in this, and actually I'm running a session on behalf of Skylight Aviation Academy and FTE training next Thursday in Dublin, which you're aware of, Chris. And it's all about actually looking at the training pipeline, looking at what we can do as an industry to better improve our the onboarding process, and and find some clever ways to optimize that and make that more efficient, whilst recognizing we still have to be compliant and we still have to deliver capability into the operation. So if anyone is at FTE next week, come and say hello. I'll be there on the Thursday at this stage. I'll try and get in early for the Wednesday, but I got my stitches to be removed from up here on Wednesday. So unless I can get that forward, I'll be there. But do come and say hello if you're in Dublin next week.
Yeah, no, good. I'm sure that'll be a good one, Stephen. And I know we speak about it often, but I think maybe over the next couple of weeks, or in say 3 weeks' time, we should fix a particular subject matter and go through it in great detail, and then have an opportunity or an offer at the end of it. So if anybody's interested, then we can help them.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. We are here to help, and we are a commercial enterprise.
That's what I mean, Steve. We have to. What we're going to have to do now is start letting people know that we're out there to help, but also that it will cost. But it will be good help, and it will be a fair cost. But I think we should do that, because there's the amount of contacts I'm getting now as well, asking, do you know this? Do you know that? Well, we could do it. So I think we should do that moving forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
All right, lovely boy. Nice to see the T-shirt collection is growing, and I look forward. I'd actually look forward to having one of them with you soon, because for
Homer Simpson with his
as much as we talk, I haven't seen you for God knows how long. So yeah, looking forward to that. All right, mate. Take care of yourself. Good luck. See you next week.
Thanks, Chris. Take care.
Cheers, Sam. Bye.